everyone, welcome back. Today I'm gonna take you into my kitchen and show you some of my pantry staples. These are the items that I just always have and have had for years in my pantry. All right, so I asked a while ago what type of content you want to see here on my personal YouTube channel, and a lot of people said that they want to see more food and kitchen and cooking and stuff. So I thought I'd ease into it by showing you some of the stuff that I just always have, and that usually is the stuff that I have in my pantry. When I was going through my pantry, I was kind of like, wow, we keep a lot of stuff. And if you guys have been following for a while, you might have seen my pantry organization video. There are a lot of items that I keep as staples, but there are some items that I use almost daily, at least weekly, so I thought I'd start with those first. Item number one is ghee. I personally love a brand called Fourth and Heart. I have been using it for years. Actually, Sharzad and I, in our show that we used to have called The Sass on Mixed Makeup, we went and made ghee with the founder of this brand. If you don't know, you can actually make ghee at home. They use butter and then they clarify it, and there's like this little process that you basically go through. But what I love about buying the Fourth and Heart ghee is that it's whipped, so it's really nice. It stays soft all the time, so it doesn't get that hard layer. You don't have to keep it in the fridge. It is shelf stable. And side note, most ghee you can actually keep it out, like it usually is shelf stable, but it's really great to cook with and just utilize in general. Like if you like ghee on toast or anything like that, you can utilize it that way. If you're wondering why I prefer to cook with ghee, it's because it has a high heat point. If you don't know what that is, I'm not gonna get into like the technical stuff of this, but essentially, if you are cooking with any types of oils, if they do not have a high heat point, then they're actually like burning. A lot of people talk about how oils that don't have that high heat point can also become carcinogenic, which is not stuff that I have really looked into, and it's not really the reason why I do it. It's just you find that your food, when you cook it with oils that have a high heat point, they come out better. They just taste better. I personally love the taste of like butter and ghee. It's very rich. It's a little bit lighter than actual butter because you do take out like the dairy component of butter by clarifying it like this. So there's just a lot of reasons to use ghee. It's really one of my favorite oils to cook with. I've been cooking with it for years at this point. When we make eggs, for instance, I love it. When we make steaks, I love it. There are just so many great foods that you can make with ghee. That said, if you are not a fan of ghee, it has this like nutty flavor to it that I personally love. It's kind of similar to like if you go into a theater and you smell that buttery popcorn smell, that's what ghee kind of smells like when you cook with it, and it gives it a little bit of that flavor. So in that case, another oil that I keep as a pantry staple is avocado oil. So avocado oil, again, just like ghee, has a very high heat point. Some people call it a high smoke point as well. You know, one of the reasons why people choose avocado oil is because it has a very neutral flavor. So you don't really get the taste of avocado oil, even though it seems like you would get that flavor. You don't actually get much flavor from avocado oil when you cook with it. Something else to keep in mind when I say high smoke point, like if you don't care about the health stuff whatsoever, a reason why you might want to choose an oil like ghee or avocado oil with that high smoke point is, you know, you find that your food sticks to the pan less when you use these types of oils because they're not burning. So if you use like just plain butter, it doesn't have that same kind of high smoke point. So everything burns if you think about it. So you wanna make sure that you're using these oils that are really good, that won't just burn right there, like burn all your food and then burn and stick to everything too. So that is another reason why you wanna use an oil like this. And you know, like just something to keep in mind when you are cooking with different kinds of oils, these are really good healthy fats. So if you're trying to just have a healthy, balanced diet, you need healthy fat. The avocado oil I love is from Imperfect Foods. We get it delivered with our produce box, and it's really convenient. Next up, I always have honey. Always have honey. Honey basically has replaced sugar in my household. I get all of my honey from the farmer's market. I love supporting the locals, especially the local farmers. I know that the bees are treated well. I use it in my coffee. I use it as like the sweetener for, you know, like different desserts and stuff that I'm baking, you know, just a lot of stuff. I always have honey in my pantry. I also have like seasonal allergies and stuff. I have heard, do not quote me, do not go to your doctor and say that this is fact, but I have heard that if you have honey that is local honey, like a teaspoon of raw honey from, you know, like the area, that it can actually help your seasonal allergies. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I'm proud to have my local honey, and I think about this all the time, and maybe it's just for me, mental. That's it. Another sweetener that I always keep in our pantry is actually maple syrup. I'm not really picky about maple syrup. We just get ours from Whole Foods on a regular basis. I also use it as a sweetener. So when it comes to using natural sweeteners like maple syrup, honey, there is something to be said about like the way your blood sugar spikes. It's a little bit of a slower, I guess, letdown, so you don't have that sugar crash. And I am the kind of person who loves sugar. I love sugar. I could kill a bag of candy easily, especially if it's like something sour. I love candy. Love, love, love it. Anything gummy, love it. So instead of doing that, I like to have my little sweeteners around, and I know that I'm not going to have a sugar crash if I have these types of sweeteners. So maple syrup is another one of those. It has a little bit more of that, like, you know, that breakfasty kind of like scent to it and taste to it and everything. And I like to switch it up with that. So you can put it in your smoothie, you can put it into your matcha latte, which is what I tend to do all the time, is I sweeten my matcha lattes with some maple syrup. You can use it in lots of different baking recipes. And of course, we use it for breakfast as well. Like if we have pancakes or waffles or French toast, this is what we're using, is maple syrup. This one throws everybody off when I tell them that we love this stuff because it seems like it would be disgusting. It is the Birch Bender's pancake mix. We actually use it for waffles more than we use it for pancakes, but we do both basically. When we got this, we were kind of like disgusted with it. We were like, oh my God, this is a plant protein-based waffle mix or pancake mix. This is gonna be gross. That's always like my go-to, that this like healthy kind of waffle mix or something is going to just be disgusting. There's no way it can taste good. But then we tried it and we were like, wait a second, this tastes really good. Anna from my team for the holidays, for Christmas, she bought Nikosh actually a dinosaur waffle maker. It's really, really cute. Like you basically like fill up these little like molds of dinosaurs. So he loves to eat waffles. So we wanted it to be a little bit healthier. She actually included this mix in there and we didn't use it for the longest time. And then one day Nikosh wanted his dinosaur waffles and Arun was like, well, this is all that we have to use it. We used it. We were kind of like, this is a little bit better than we thought it was going to be. Like it actually sat in our pantry for a couple of months. And then we were like, I guess let's try it out. We used it. It was really good, but we still weren't sold on it. We were kind of like, it's like, is this good because this is all we have? Like, well, this, like, it's okay. And then we ran out of it and Arun actually purchased a couple of different brands that were very similar, this like plant protein based kind of pancake waffle mix. We started making waffles with those and it was gross. It was exactly what I thought it was gonna be, like that stereotypical, nasty, not very good. I just always think that like any alternatives to like the original anything is just going to be disgusting. And those did fit the bill, like they were gross. So we were like, okay, we actually do have to get some more of that Birch Benders and give it another shot. And then it was sold out, like completely sold out. We couldn't get it anywhere. And then Arun just kind of like stayed on it, stayed looking for it. And then it came back in stock and he ordered like 5 bags of it. And we go through it so much. We are constantly eating pancakes and waffles now, especially dino waffles in this household, and they are Birch Benders. We're obsessed. Next, you guys have probably heard me talk about this. I love to have chamoy and Tajin. Chamoy, you know, I don't even know how to say it. Last time I said it in a video, people were like, you said it wrong. So I don't know if it's chamoy or something completely different, but I love it. It is this tangy, it's like sweet and tangy tart, almost like a spicy sauce that I use all the time on all of my fruit. But I also have to have Tajin, which is like a sweet chili powder. Both of these are Mexican products. You can buy this all over the place here in Los Angeles. You can even like go up to a fruit cart person and, you know, like ask them for this stuff on your fruit. It's so good. You basically put a little bit of Tajin, a little bit of salt, even though the Tajin has some salt in it. You put a little bit of lime juice or lemon juice, and then you top it with some of the chamoy, and you are so good to go. It's maybe a flavor that not everybody loves, but I love it. I put it on my cucumbers. I put it on mango. I put it on watermelon. I put it on just about any fruit that you can think of. I put these 2 items on, but there are other things that you can use it for. Like avocados are delicious with a little bit of Tajin on them. You can make different kinds of cocktails using your chamoy. So there are just so many different things that you can do with them. So I always have them in my pantry. One of the last videos I did about some of my favorite kitchen items, somebody asked what type of coffee we drink or what brand of coffee we drink. We are hardcore Canyon coffee fans. in this household. I used to love a lot of like the Italian coffee brands and stuff, and you know, like Cafe Bustelo used to be like one of my go-tos, but Canyon Coffee is our go-to. Arun is hardcore about his coffee. He's a big coffee snob. He's gotten to the point where he used to get so many deliveries from this brand that he has now started purchasing their large bags. That's what he does. We go through so much coffee because we drink coffee like 2 times a day in this household. We like our caffeine, and we're using Canyon Coffee at all times. And then as far as my other caffeine fix, I love matcha lattes. I've talked about them several times. My favorite brand right now is Golde. They have a matcha that you can get either in like a little like tin, like your typical tin, or they now have a little bit of a larger bag, and that's what I have recently purchased. I actually had to wait for a really long time to get my Golde matcha powder, and it was very painful for me, so I actually switched over to Pique tea, and actually their matcha powder is really nice too. It's a little bit finer. It has a little bit of a different flavor, so I recommend that one if you can't get the one from Golde. But I love, well, like, I don't know, just like there's just something about the Golde matcha that is so good, and I can't even tell you what it is that makes it different, but it's so good. So those are my pantry staples. There are so many more, so if you guys love this video, let me know in the comments. I will do a part 2 or even a part 3. We can keep it going because I told you I have so many pantry staples, but those were the main ones. Those are the ones that get used on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis. So let me know in the comments if you have ever tried any of these, or if you're buying any of them, or if you have questions. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Susan Yara. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.